I talked to the president of National Unity Platform or Struck People Power, the principal, the president, His Excellency Robert Chakulani Sentamu, aka Bobby Wine, and his general secretary, Lewis, Secretary General for NUP, Lewis. I have been telling these people several times that they should stop focusing in Buganda and in Bantu region. If anybody in Uganda want to end Museveni, must do what we call a unity. The indigenous Uganda must come together and unite against Museveni. Baganda alone can never fight Museveni out of power. Baganda people cannot fight Museveni out of power. What I always task and request President Robert Chakulani and his Secretary General and all the entire followers and the members of the National Unity Platform, which I'm also part of them, that they must stop thinking that Baganda or the Bantu region only can fight Museveni out of power. No, we must do what we call unity. All the indigenous Ugandan must come together to fight Museveni out of power. Bobby Wine alone cannot do it. Baganda alone cannot do it. The Bantu region cannot do it. In the history of Ugandans, the Bantus are known as great businessmen. They are good in business, but in revolution or in fighting, don't try Northern Uganda. Northern Uganda are bad news. I'm telling you, I'm bad news. That's why they call me His Excellency Daniel Soka. My other nickname they call me is Bad News. Yes. Unity is power. Bobby Wine must work hard to make sure that all the indigenous citizens of Uganda must come together in unity. Unity is power. You cannot do anything alone without unity. We must unite and fight for our people. This is the fight for the country. It's not a tribal fight. It's not a fight for tribal or for Baganda or the Bantu region. No, we are fighting for the nation. We are fighting for the citizens. When you are fighting for the citizen, you must accept that you are the father of all tribes in Uganda. Bobby Wine, are you listening to me? Robert Chakulani and Lewis, you must listen to me and take note of this. Take note of what I'm saying. The Baganda people love you, right? The Basoga love you and some part of Western, but the power and the grassroots for Museveni is in Northern Uganda. You work hard right now. National Unity Platform must stop focusing in the Bantu region or in Central region, but they must consider other part of Uganda. They must involve all the tribes of Uganda into this fight. They are actually people, they are known as liberators. They are known as brave men, the Langi and the actually, or the Luo nation. These are what Bobby Wine should do. I have been advising Bobby Wine for several times that he must unite with the actual people. He must unite with the people of Northern Uganda. And he must recruit all tribes in Northern Uganda, Central, Western, and all part of Uganda to be in the SEC, in the SEC, Central Executive what? He must recruit all these indigenous members to be part of the SEC or Central Executive members. This is what we must do. Unity is power. There is nothing you cannot do alone. If you want to get a child, you don't masturbate. If you want to get a child, you must unite or get a woman or partner with somebody. You cannot do it alone. So anything in this world needs unity. You cannot produce, then the world will never progress without unity. So what I am saying to all the indigenous Uganda, we must first accept we have already identified our problem as Museveni family and the Rwandese Tutsi, the Rwandese Burundian Tutsi refugee group. They're the problem of Uganda. Now, as we have identified the problem, why is it we cannot get the solution? Any problem that has been discovered as the solution. You cannot fight a virus or any disease in this world without knowing its name or its origin or how it works. Now we have identified the problem as the indigenous Ugandans, we have identified our main problem. Our biggest problem is Museveni and the Rwandese Burundian Tutsi refugee occupants in Uganda. Now, why do you think that fighting Museveni can defeat all the indigenous Ugandans? I've been moving in America, in the United Kingdom, when we say we have a president who has been in power for 40 years, they always say that the citizens of that country must be crazy, they must be mad. They must be illiterate. They must be the people that they don't know what we're doing. So I don't want to be called illiterate. I don't want any Ugandans or indigenous Ugandan to be called illiterate. We must do everything to kick Museveni and the Rwandese Tutsi refugee occupants out of Uganda. Yes, this is a task. This is a fight. We must accept to lose. We must accept to die. We must not fear any death. Because several times Daniel Soka, have been telling this nation and the indigenous citizens of Uganda that power is not given. You fight for power. Power is not given. Freedom is not given. We must fight. Nobody can give you power or freedom unless you accept to fight for it. So this is the campaign that I want President Robert Chagulanyi sent them to do it. And they must do it if they want to achieve, if they want really to help or liberate the indigenous Ugandans. They must accept this campaign. Unity for all indigenous Uganda. We must unite all the indigenous Uganda. Imagine the Rwandese Tutsi refugee group. They cannot even make 1 million people. If they're 1 million, then they cannot reach 2 million. Why do you think that the population of less than 1 million to rule us? For all of us as the indigenous Ugandan, for how long shall we be as slaves in the hands of this Rwandese Tutsi refugee group in Uganda? For how long? We must stop this nonsense of being coward. We must not stop. We must not practice cowardice. We must not fear to lose. We must not fear to die if we want to chase Museveni out of power. Museveni is a user. He used the Baganda and other tribes in Uganda. And over 1 million indigenous Ugandans died in Luero Triangle, in Luero Bush War. Take a look. Museveni did not take this war in Barra or in other part of Uganda, but he chose, he has chosen to launch this war in Buganda region. Yes, he launched the war in Buganda because he doesn't want his people to lose. He doesn't want his people to die. So he came to power by murdering thousands and millions of the indigenous tribe of Ugandans. And after now, Museveni has not stopped his wrong deed. He has been fighting the indigenous Ugandan for all these years. He has been doing a lot of atrocity, and he doesn't want anybody to climb in power in Uganda. That's why all the indigenous Ugandan, these people have made the indigenous Ugandan as slaves. They want to be the kings, and their children want to be the prince, the prince and the princess, so that we, the indigenous Uganda, will be as slaves for them and work for them and their children. For how long shall that be? For how long? This thing is disgusting, but some people, they don't understand my pain. They don't understand the pain. When we say we hate Museveni, some people don't know what we went. They don't know that our ancestors, our great father or our father went through this Tagun massacre in northern Uganda, in eastern Uganda, and all part of Uganda. There is no any tribe that has ever suffered in Museveni government more than the Acholi. The only people that can explain Museveni well is the northern people, is the people from north. That is the Langi, Acholi, West Nilas, and all other people from northern Uganda. These are the people that can explain Museveni very well and very well. Power is not given, and we must accept the fight. We must fight if we want to liberate our country. Unity is power. I do remember in 2002, we went for a side building with some of Alu brothers and other people that we were staying there with them in Kamucha. We went to a site or a building site in Kisasi in Kampala. After me reaching, the gate man opened the door. That gate man was a Muganda. Before me talking, he was started calling me that Konyi, Konyi. Before me mentioning any name, he called me Konyi or Konyi. I'm bitter with this. So Museveni has been practicing this divide and rule system to make the people or the indigenous tribe of Uganda to be fighting among themselves as he succeed, as he enjoy, as he make his Rwandese Tutsi Burundian to enjoy. How can you trust your meat with a stranger? How can you trust your worth thing or your worthly wealth with a stranger? Baganda did a very big mistake to unite with Museveni. So the Baganda people can be forgiven when they accept to unite the indigenous Ugandans and fight out Museveni and his Rwandese Tutsi refugee group out of Uganda. And he must do it. Our biggest task, if we want to liberate Uganda, is to fight Museveni and the Rwandese Tutsi refugee group out of Uganda. Call me His Excellency Daniel Soka, straight from Acholi land, straight from northern Uganda. Happy Christmas and a happy new year. Ruba Gokwu, Afoyo Matek, Afoyo Dano Duju. Kopamo, the old indigenous Uganda, we are fighting. It's not yet over and still is until it's done.